Hello. So today we're going to go over how to cut a mango. This is a really popular question right up there with how to cut a pineapple. And it can be hard if you don't kind of understand the anatomy of the mango. Mangoes, remind me of summertime and being somewhere tropical, warm weather. And the thing is, they're available year round. You want to make sure that when you pick your mango that they're not like too hard. You want to be able to push and have a little bit of give. The color really isn't an indication of how ripe it is. So it's more about the feel and the smell. These I purchased actually maybe even 5 days ago, and they were really hard, and I could tell right away they weren't ripe. They didn't have a fragrance or anything. So I just let these sit in my fruit bowl next to my bananas, and now they do have a little bit of give. So let me get started. You can see the mango has kind of like an oblong shape, and it tends to be like flatter. The mango has a large pit on the inside that you really need to be aware of, especially when you're trying to cut it. If you cut straight down like this, you will hit the pit and there's no way that you'll get through. What you want to do is find the part where it's more narrow and long, and then cut down the side of it, just like this. And you might hit the pit. I'm feeling like I'm hitting the edge of it. Just turn your knife slightly, like to the outside, and then hug it around. So here's the pit that I was hitting, and I just kind of went right around it. Let me just show you how to do it again. And we'll cut all of them, so hopefully kind of get a feel. And the only way to really get a good feel for it is to practice. You can use either kind of a sharp, larger, like chef's knife to do it. You can even use, I like using a serrated paring knife. And the paring knife comes in handy to come around the other edges. So here we can cut around the pit. And if you're making like a fruit salad, or just kind of looking for a snack while you're cutting mango, going around the skin like that is a good idea. I usually don't waste my time like shaving around the pit because the pit it's just so large. These are little pieces that, they're totally edible, but when you're cutting a mango, usually there's a lot of waste. So here you can see the pit. Let me just try to expose it a little bit more, but the pit is long and flat, and the key is to just try to cut around it when you're cutting down your mango. So we will do that again. I'm just going to take the skin off of this, and when it's ripe, it's juicy and the skin does come off really easily. So let's just do that again. Okay, it's got a little bit of give when I push on it. It does have like a sweet tropical smell, and it's definitely more flatter this way and narrow this way than it is this way. My hands are farther apart, so you want your hands to be as close as possible. And then just cut from the stem end down to the bottom. And usually there's like a little circle around the stem, and I'll just place my knife maybe 1/4 of an inch to the right of it and start going down. Now here my knife is hitting the pit, so I'm just slightly, just super slightly tilting my knife to the outside, and then I'm going right back in to the bottom. And I could probably go out a little bit further and go straight down, but then I'll be missing a lot of that great mango fruit flesh. So here again, I'm just kind of going right around, and that's like a good example of cutting around the pit. So here I'll just use my paring knife and cut around this way. and you want to find the pit and just kind of cut around it. So once you have your halves of mango, I guess there are a couple of ways to do it depending on how you're preparing it, but my favorite way, because we're usually just snacking on it or putting it into a fruit salad, is to make little boxes. So you're scoring, and as you go slowly with your paring knife, you can feel the pressure on the opposite side. You don't want to go through. The flesh really gives. You don't have to push hard. You want to be careful because you're holding it in your palm. And then just score the other way. And then you can just invert it like that, which is really cool. And then you get all of these mango chunks. So this is when I bring over my bowl and I just run my knife along the bottom so that I can get every chunk out. And there you have it. Perfectly chunked mango. It's good.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.